Living alone is not loneliness. Too often, people confuse solitude with isolation, as if being alone means being empty or unloved. But solitude, when chosen mindfully, is one of life's greatest gifts. It is a gentle space where the heart can rest, the mind can breathe, and the soul can listen to itself without interruption. In the silence of solitude, truth reveals itself, not loudly, but like the slow unveiling of dawn, the way sunlight gently touches the mountains. The Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These words invite us to stop looking for happiness in the endless busyness of the world, and instead, to discover it within our own hearts. When we are constantly surrounded by noise, by conversation, by demands, we forget the quiet voice inside us, the voice of wisdom that has always been there. Solitude gives us space to listen, to breathe, and to remember what truly matters. In this space, there is no one to impress, no competition to win, no race to run. Only the gentle awareness of being alive. The Buddha himself sought solitude often. Even after his awakening, he would spend time alone in the forests and mountains, sitting quietly under the shade of trees. These retreats were not an escape from life, but a deeper engagement with it. In the forest, there was no distraction, only the sound of the wind, the rustle of leaves, the rhythm of his own breath. The Buddha called such places sanctuaries, not in the sense of grand temples made of stone, but sacred spaces made of earth and sky, where wisdom blossoms naturally, like a lotus rising from still water. In solitude, the Buddha examined the nature of suffering, impermanence, and liberation. And in that stillness, the truths he discovered became the foundation of his teaching to the world. Many of us avoid solitude because we fear meeting our own mind. In the quiet, there is nothing to distract us from our thoughts. And sometimes, those thoughts are uncomfortable. We may feel restless. We may feel bored. We may remember things we'd rather forget. But the Buddha taught that facing our mind honestly is the first step to freedom. In solitude, fear can transform into understanding. When we sit with ourselves long enough, we realize that our mind is like the sky, wide and open. Thoughts and feelings are just clouds passing through. This awareness helps us see our habits, our desires, our attachments with clarity. We stop running away, and we start to see that the person we feared meeting, ourselves, is not so frightening after all. A quiet mind brings natural joy. It is not the excitement of winning or the thrill of new things. It is a deep, steady joy that comes from peace. The Buddha compared a calm mind to a still lake. In a lake without ripples, the surface reflects the world perfectly. In the same way, when the mind is calm, we see truth without distortion. Thoughts settle like dust in still air, and the heart feels light. This kind of joy cannot be shaken by changing circumstances, because it is not built on external things. Nature is one of the greatest teachers of solitude. The trees grow without hurry. The river flows without anxiety. The mountains stand without arrogance. In nature, there is no need to prove anything, no need to compete. Everything simply is. The Buddha often used images from nature to explain his teachings: the lotus that rises pure from the muddy water, the river that flows ever-changing, the mountain that remains unmoved through storms. When we are alone in nature, we remember that we are not separate from it, we belong to it. We are part of the same earth, the same sky, the same flow of life. Loneliness and solitude are not the same. Loneliness is emptiness, the painful sense that something is missing. Solitude is fullness, the peaceful recognition that nothing is missing. One is born from fear, the other is born from freedom. The difference is choice. When we are forced to be alone, without acceptance, we feel lonely. But when we choose to be alone, with an open heart, we feel free. The Buddha said that a wise person is never lonely, for they dwell with the Dhamma, the truth that is always present, always available, wherever we are. The Buddha did not teach us to live in complete isolation forever, nor to lose ourselves in constant company. He taught balance, the middle way. There is a time for solitude, to deepen our wisdom and strengthen our mind. There is also a time for connection, to share kindness and compassion with others. Both are needed for a healthy mind and heart. Too much of either leads to imbalance. In solitude, we grow strong. In connection, we grow kind. Together, these make a complete life. Meditation turns solitude into a temple. When we sit in silence, watching the breath, we discover we are whole. We need nothing outside to complete us. Each inhale brings us back to life. Each exhale lets go of what we do not need. The Buddha called this mindfulness, being fully present in this moment, without clinging to the past or grasping at the future. Self-reliance is freedom. When we can live simply, care for ourselves, and find joy in small things, we are no longer dependent on the changing moods of the world. The Buddha praised those who live with few desires and contentment. This is not about denying ourselves, but about learning that true wealth is peace of mind. A self-reliant person can be alone without fear, because their happiness is not tied to anyone else's approval. In silence, wisdom whispers. The less we speak, the more we hear, not just the sounds around us, but the truth within us. We begin to notice the details, the sound of wind through leaves, the beat of our heart, the rise and fall of our breath. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers we cannot hear in the noise. Solitude heals the heart from the noise of the world. When we step away from constant demands and judgments, our heart can rest. In this rest, old wounds begin to close. In solitude, we find the space to forgive, to release, and to heal. Stillness clears the mind, allowing wisdom to rise like the sun. The Buddha said that a calm mind naturally sees the truth, just as clear water reflects the moon. When we stop stirring the waters of our mind with endless worry, the truth appears on its own. Solitude deepens compassion. When we understand our own struggles, we begin to recognize them in others. True compassion is not pity, it is the wish for all beings to be free from suffering. And it is born from the knowledge that we are all connected, even when we are alone. To live alone, live fully, with awareness, kindness, and wisdom. Every moment, whether eating, walking, or working, becomes a chance to practice mindfulness and compassion. We do not wait for special moments to live fully. We live fully now, in this breath, in this step, in this act. The one who conquers himself is greater than the one who conquers 1,000 in battle. The Buddha's words remind us that the greatest victory is not over others, but over ourselves, our anger, our greed, our ignorance. May you walk the path of peace. May you be free in your own heart, and at home in your own company.